I'm here with Patrick McGrath. I don't think he's going to need much of an introduction to our readers now. You've got a number of articles online. You're starting to write for us. You've written a first article about HD DVD and Blu-ray. Had a lot of interest and a lot of comments on it. Do you think the format war is going to be over, and you think there's a clear winner now?
Well, from my perspective, we always look at that in terms of content. I think there's two sides to the argument. There's content and there's the technical argument. I think on a company and a personal level, it's pretty clear that the industry certainly favours HD DVD. It has a better compression routine for video, and it certainly excels over and above Blu-ray. But the problem is that that's always going to be driven by the end customer and the content that the customer can acquire. And certainly right now, to date, Blu-ray has been selling at a ratio of about 2 to 1 in terms of content, and that's because the major studios like Disney, are firmly behind Blu-ray. So for me, from a content perspective, the war is certainly being won in the favour of Blu-ray, with only people like Universal really firmly in the HD DVD camp.
Well, we had a number of discussions about the codecs. I think technically, the HD DVD is sort of clearly won that battle. And then what you're saying is, on the field, that's not what's happening, in fact.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's certainly to the annoyance of manufacturers and custom installers, because we always strive to look for the best technology for our end clients. Historically, that has never always won through. If we take many years ago, things like Betamax and VHS, Betamax being the preferable format, lost out to VHS because of the support on the manufacturer level. So certainly, as a custom installer perspective, we always want to give our end customers the best quality and the best future-proof format. Right now, HD DVD clearly has that, but Blu-ray is clearly winning the content war, and that, in the mind of an end user, is right where they need to be.
It's the name of the game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What does all that mean for the custom installation market then?
Well, I think the custom installation market over the last number of months has been caught with advising their customer: is it about technology or is it about content? And I think it's been pretty clear that a lot of the custom installers have held off on that decision or recommendation to their customer, because they've got a good format, they've got DVD, they've got upscaling DVD players, and that's just enough to hold them in a limbo status until a clear winner emerges. They have access to products like the dual HD DVD and Blu-ray machine, but that doesn't really satisfy the custom installation market. They want a clear winner, and they want to provide the best experience to the customer.
Unless the manufacturers go to the hybrid systems. There are a couple of them out there already.
Exactly. But we've got products like the Sony PlayStation 3, which, with a Blu-ray drive embedded in there, has sold millions of units. And that clearly has put a sway on the content and certainly the end consumer's perception on what is the right player to go for. Remember, the consumer does not want to be caught in between that sort of war. They simply want the right solution for them.
So the hybrid machine may be the solution to the problem.
It could absolutely be. But moving on from that, if we look at, say, PC-based solutions, those PC-based solutions or operating system-based solutions could well, for the custom installer, provide an answer to that, because without entrusting on a pure physical drive of one format or the other, they should be able and should be licensed to play both.
And there's a recent decision by Blockbuster in the U.S. What do you think about that?
Well, that's been a very interesting one, and
maybe explain to our readers exactly what happened, and then give us your opinion.
Yeah, sure. Well, recently, within the last 4 weeks or so, Blockbuster made a decision that they would only stock Blu-ray content within stores. So I think it's in the region of about 60% of their stores in the US right now. Their chosen format of choice is clearly Blu-ray, and that again is based on the content. With people like Disney and 20th Century Fox and Miramax Studios behind it, they clearly have the element of content. If you look at, say, the Amazon top 10, something like 6 or 7 of those top 10 titles were all Blu-ray titles. So it clearly shows how the market is going. Blockbuster obviously falling in line, and the biggest rental chain within the continental United States. So I think it says a lot about the decisions and how they perceive the consumers are running with the formats.
Well, in Europe, the game's not over yet, so we'll see.
Absolutely.
Digital rights management is one of your fortes, right? That's what RipFactory is all about. What do you think how is that going to affect the HD content?
Well, right now, within the traditional players, the physical players, it doesn't have an extreme effect on the overall marketplace because the DRM is inbuilt, it's linked to the disc, it's linked to the play out system on the actual physical player. But as we move to alternative platforms, PC-based platforms, media server type platforms that are here at the show, you'll see at that point that certainly DRM has huge implications. It's difficult to license. There's some confusion with the different systems that are put in place on DRM. So we're really up to the rights holders, the studios, and also the media server companies that play a very important part in that, in negotiating the right sort of license deal and also the capability to take the physical content and have it present and ready for play out on a media server.
Okay. Well, thank you for these comments, and we're looking forward to seeing you often on CEDIA Now with a lot of new articles coming up in the next couple of months.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.